let's have a look at my Instagram. So again, keeping with that consistent brand, Michelle Author, keeping with the consistent brand of my profile picture there. And again, you've got 2 sentences to tell everybody about who you are and what you do, and that can be different on different platforms depending on the platform and the target audience who's on it. So I have linked here to my course instead of my normal michelleworthington.com, only because I'm doing promotions around the course at the moment, but usually that will be linked to my website. So if you have a website, make sure you do use the facility to be able to link it. So you can have little folders here. So I only have 2 because I find that simple works best. So I've got photos of my books and then links to the events, because that's what I want to be known for on Instagram. You can see my pictures here. There's lots of pictures of me. And this is something that I have done over time, because I found that the pictures of me work better than pictures of other things. But when I started, I don't know how far I can go down, but when I started doing Instagram, it was not one photo of me. There were lots of photos of coffee. There was lots of photos of memes and quotes, kind of like that. Yeah, lots of photos of my books. Here we go. So this is a really good example of what I used to do. It used to be lots of coffee and lots of books, and they still go really well. So you can see I've got 72 likes on that one and 52 likes on that one. But then if you have a look at photos, I've got 96 on that one, 46, 68, 73. So really good engagement on those. 137 on videos, and we're going to be talking about videos later, but videos have really great reach on Instagram. 34. So consistently I find, see, we go there, that's a picture of stuff, is 28. Another picture of a book is 45. Videos again up over the 100. Me. A picture of a book, 29. A picture of me, 58. So you can see that consistently, when you have a photo of yourself, on average, it does a lot better than when you have just a random photo. And I guess this is because you are your brand here on Instagram. Now, for illustrators, you might not necessarily want to put photos of yourself. You might like to use this as a portfolio. So if you're an author illustrator, you could just have photos of your work. In saying that, people will usually just scroll straight past them unless you make it quite personalizing and quite relevant. So I still would dot that with photos of yourself. Now, one thing that I always find really surprising when I have a look at some of the Instagram of so-called social media experts, and they're all manicured and color coordinated, they have less followers than me. So you need to be very careful when you are looking at these so-called experts. You need to do what works for you. I found that what works for me is lots of crazy photos of me doing all sorts of things. People like to know what I'm up to. That works for me. That might not work for you, but the best way that you can find out is just by posting lots of different things to start off with and seeing what gets you the highest engagement. So what engagement is on Instagram is your comments and your likes. So what we really ideally want is high likes and high comments, because that's going to make you really visible within the platform itself. who I have been fangirling over for ages on social media. And this is really the first time that we've ever been able to talk properly. It's Tracy. Tracy, thank you so much for taking the time and having coffee with me today.
I know. Well, I'm on the tea because I've had my 2 coffees for the day, and nobody needs Tracy after a 3rd coffee. So
I'm sure my blood type needs coffee now. So I'm just rolling with it. I'm just giving into it.
Good idea.
Tracy, for those of you who aren't kind of in the dent circles and follow you on social media, just tell me a little bit how you got to be this amazing social media expert that you are today.
Yeah, so I'm known as the digital guide. So I've been doing this stuff since 1990. So I started in the industry 2 years after mobile phones landed in Australia, and I've kind of bounced along with it. So I've done a bunch of stuff from copywriting, working in radio and TV, to, you know, working with major telcos across Australia, always focused on small business. Always focused around marketing, sales, and I'm a bit of a geek, so always around the technology when it comes to helping small business owners. About 11 years ago, I went out on my own, so I left corporate life, went out on my own. I'm now a recognised CPN, Certified Practicing Marketer, and I'm the only small business owner in Australia that's been given that credential that hasn't been in the kind of upper echelons of corporate. And I spend a lot of my time now just educating small business owners on how they can use tech, whether it's marketing, social media, productivity, whatever it is, to help them grow their business, get some time back, leverage, do all the good stuff that we all want to do as small business owners.
Absolutely. And I think the people that we're talking today are small business owners, they're creative business owners. And one of the things that we really struggle with is that we know that we should be on social media, but one of the reasons why we do what we do is because we're writers and we need more time to write. And doing social media the right way means that you don't always have to be on social media. And exactly like you said, you've got time to do the stuff in your business that makes your business successful. And the social media aspect of it becomes part of your marketing and promotion plan. So today we're going to be talking about Instagram, and I have a real love-hate relationship with Instagram. I love it. I waste far too much time on it. And I also find that I compare myself too much to these amazing Instagram accounts that are color coordinated and they've got these amazing and they're perfect. And I try really hard not to compare myself to that. So from your experience, years and years and years of experience, what do you think people should be posting on Instagram to get the most out of it?
Yeah, look, I love that your audience are creatives, because at its core, that's exactly what Instagram is. It's creative, it's visual. So, you know, if you're talking children's authors, illustrators, my goodness, you've got such an opportunity to build a real following on Instagram just by sharing your creations. So if you're in the middle of creating a character, you can, you know, walk through what that looks like. You can take people on the journey of how a character comes into being. You know, you can share the lead up to the book being released. So a lot of what it does is build your community. And as authors, we all need communities. As business owners, we all need communities. If we don't have a community, we don't have people that are going to buy our stuff. And then we end up doing things we don't like doing. So, you know, really it's about spending a little bit of time cherry picking where you can spend your time, and just share the stuff that you're already working on. Don't create new stuff for it. The beautiful thing about Instagram is you don't have to write a lot of words that go with it. Just post a beautiful picture, you know, do a quick video of you doodling or drawing or illustrating, and you'll very quickly build a tribe up on the platform.
Beautiful. I was talking to an author this morning, and they kind of use Instagram as a modern day photo album. What are your thoughts on, you know, the type of photos and things that we're posting? Is there something that works better than others, or is it simply just a snapshot of where we are at that moment in time?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think it's a bit of a snapshot. I also think that it's a bit of trial and error. So the thing with marketing is it's not a one size fits all, you know. So it's about knowing who your audience is and knowing what it is that they want and then playing to that. So if you've got a character that's been repeated across a few books, you know that character has a following, you know, you could build the Instagram platform around that character and just take the character on the journeys of everyday life, you know, and build the story around what it is that you're already working on. I'm a big fan of not creating extra work for ourselves. We already have enough other things going on in our lives, so don't feel like you've got to create new stuff all the time. Just dig into what you've got. It might even be, you know, Flashback Friday, where you pull something out of the archives and show the progression of how your creative endeavors have changed over the time. Because it's the thing about being a creative, right? Was where we don't stick to that one thing for years and years and years. We get kind of like the bright shiny object syndrome, and we might go off and do different things. So just allow it to flow and allow it to evolve, and you'll find your people and your tribe will build up around what it is that you're doing. Consistency is the big key.
Consistency. And one of the things we've been talking about is using social media as a way that people can find you, instead of you feeling like that you have to, you know, constantly plug yourself or put yourself out there. If you're authentic, and exactly like you're saying, you don't have to go and do anything different. You just need to document what you're doing day by day, and that way the people who are your target audience will find you. So I love that. And the way that you put it is just so simple, that you need to not be doing anything different than what you're doing. You just need to stop and maybe take the time to frame that, stick it on Instagram, and then people can resonate with that.
Absolutely.